Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Craft Around the Clock. I'm Sheila with Sweetie's Creations and Decor. Let me get it now. All right, so I'm going to redo this box. This is a little metal box. My friend gave it to me, and I did it before, and I thought this year it needed an update because it was looking kind of shabby. So we're going to take it. It's just a little metal box, and we're going to go ahead and paint it up. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Cream Puff by Paint Pixie. Hey Linda, hey Debbie, how are you? Hey Irma, good morning, good morning. Yes, I'm on early this week. I'm sorry I forgot to say who's up after me today, but we kind of had to change the schedule a little bit. So I'm going to use the Cream Puff, and then I'm going to use some White Sand Metallic. We're going to kind of make it a little metallic. Let's see if we can get that to work. Good morning. Hey Babs. Hey, Totally Together with Brenda. So we've got a great lineup for you today, all the way into the night. So we'll get through them. We're not going to worry about it. We'll all be here when we can. Hey, Sarah. Good to see y'all. Okay, let's put that metallic in here. I think that metallic will make it pretty. I'm just going to mix that up a little bit, get it a good mix. And I put a pretty good amount of that metallic in there too, so we'll probably have to use lots of paint for this. I went ahead and put a primer on this. I really primed it. It had a color on there, but it was looking faded and everything, so I just went ahead and put an undercover primer, because when you're dealing with metal, it's the best thing to do is to put you a primer on. Hey, Design Your Day with Patsy Ray, how are you? I forgot to even put out my, I did put my schedule, but I did forget to put a reminder this morning. I kind of changed my mind. I had a whole nother project last night. I had something else planned to do. I was at church very late last night, and so I came in and I did a little, and then I thought, no, I'm not feeling that. So I completely changed my mind. So then I had to kind of revamp, decide what I was gonna do. So we're just gonna paint this up, get it all good and dry. I think this is gonna be pretty with that. Listen, I'm telling you, I couldn't sleep well last night. We had, we are in a revival restore at our church, and we were rocking it last night. So, I was there a while, and then we had a little event called Celebrating the Nations. All nations joined together, all people joined together, and that was so fun. And we had Hispanic. I had Hispanic food last night. We had some tacos and stuff that they made from the food trucks. I tell you, those food trucks, they've got it going on. They can get that food out and everything, and it's delicious. It was really, really good. And I brought most of it home for my husband. I didn't eat a whole lot because y'all have to watch the spices. So I just ate a little bit of the tacos without anything on it, and then I brought them home to him. He took it for lunch today, so he was excited to have him lunch. But it was a great time for everybody to gather together in the community, and we had a lot of people there, and I was excited to see that. When I came up in the church parking lot, I completely forgot that we were having that, and I said, why is there so many people here? And we do have a Hispanic community at our church, and we have a Hispanic pastor, and so I thought they were just having something. I'd forgotten about the other, and they said, no, everybody can go. So we did that before church and after church, and then we had a big revival meeting. So it was a great, great night. And so I prayed for everybody here today before I came on. I prayed before I came on. Full time, slow down, enjoy what we have. We are such a blessed, blessed nation. And in America, we're a lot more blessed than many, many people. So just take a minute just to slow down, enjoy life. So I hope that y'all will watch today Give us some hearts. Give us some love. Spread our videos out, y'all, because that's the only way that they're going to get out there where people can see them. All right, let's get that dried up so we can kind of set this back on its bottom. Thank you for floating those hearts. Absolutely, I feel the love today. I'm not trying to get on a soapbox for some of you that maybe don't know me, but I am very, very strong in my faith. I'm not going to ever tell somebody I'm not. I've been that way since I was young. My mother raised us that way. And I'm going to pray for you whether you pray for me or not. And we just got to love people again, y'all. Just take the time to love people. One thing I love about Craft Round the Clock, that we all watch each other, and as much as we can as creators, we are all in it together. We try to help each other. We try to love on each other. And that is a great community. And Miss Tracy does such a wonderful, wonderful job keeping everybody together, keeping everybody going. Let's glue our, hopefully that's dry. Let's glue our, make sure our styrofoam's good and glued in here. Thank you for those happy faces and those hearts and those smiles. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for spreading me out. And as I say on my page, sweetening the tea today. Good morning. Yes, it's going to be one busy week. But y'all, it feels like fall here, but we're going back up to 91. We'll be going back up to 91 degrees I think, one day this week. And then we'll be back in the 80s. They told us no more 90s, and then here it comes again. So, paint, y'all. Never get upset about the paint. You can always paint over. So I was not crazy about this paint because it had kind of faded. I don't know what brand it was or anything else. It probably was something I used several years ago before I started using the Paint Pixie. And so it had faded a little bit. And that happens with some of your paints. It's great to do crafts with some of the less expensive paints, but I tell you, if you'll spend a little bit of money and get you some good basic paints that you can mix and match, they will hold up a little bit better than some of the others. I'm not knocking any of them because I've used them all, and some of them are pretty good paints. But if you want something that's going to kind of be on something that's going to last, go ahead and spend a little extra money, get you some good paint. And you usually only need one coat with this Paint Pixie paint. So it does make a difference by using a little bit more expensive paint. And that's, all right, now we'll have to touch up some. But see how pretty that copper is on there? And I'm going to take this brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of that copper, and I'm going to put it on our little lock here. I'm letting that kind of dry up while we do this other piece. Hey, Doodle. Hey, sweetheart. So, y'all, anytime that you find a box or a container or anything like that, and you want to change it out, now this could still be used after fall. You just pull your fall flowers out and put some other flowers in there. This copper or gold, anything like that that you use can be used all the time. So don't be afraid to paint it and highlight it, because you can use it more than once. Okay, and I'll go over that a little bit more, but that way I've got the little hook up there done. I will do the handle as well, probably. Now let's paint our little fleur-de-lis. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. And let's give it a paint. It's New Penny, and that's a metallic by Paint Pixie. So it's pretty humid here this morning, right now. It's 60 degrees, but it's humid. May have another little piece. Okay, it looks pretty good. Let me see. I see a little bit of the white right here. Let me get right in here. Just kind of want to pounce it in. If you see a little bit of the white showing, just kind of pounce it with your brush. And then right down in here is the hard spot right there. Okay, let's dry that up. Let's get a white. Y'all are liking it with copper? Yes, it looks like a new penny. It does, and she named it. Now you'll find out that Josie's paint names are so interesting. They're usually, now the metallics might have a little bit of a different name, but her paint colors will be a drink or some kind of food or dessert, and they're just fun. They're fun to paint with because of the cute names. But that's what she wanted to do, to name her colors. And Josie is the sweetest. Now, you want to use like some, a little bit of wood glue, and then I'll use a little bit of this other glue. My Type Bond's about getting to the end here. Let's see if I can get any out. I think it's about done, so I may have to just use our other. I'll just use some fabric tack. Now you don't want to put molds on with just like hot glue, because they will just pop right off. You want to make sure you've got a good glue that's going to stick. And you can use 3-in-1, you can use any of these products. And then I will put just a tad of hot glue on this just to hold it right now, since my wood glue is about out. I need to go to Walmart and get some more. Hopefully they still have it. Walmart's been the best place for it, that has the best price. Unless they just happen to have it in a sale at one of the hardware stores. I usually find it at Walmart. Y'all, let me grab a paper towel. Hope that y'all are enjoying this today. Wipe that glue off, because if you don't, you can't get the top off of it, right? All right, let's put just a tad. You don't want much hot glue, because it's just going to hold it for a temporary. It's just going to be a temporary hold with your hot glue, not a permanent hold, just a tad. It works pretty well with this type of material, maybe not so well with some of the other ones, but you can do it. You don't want it to stick up too much, and that's one reason I don't use a ton of that hot glue, and that is the Gorilla Glue, so I think it'll help. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna lay that kind of down where I can get to this a little easier, get this on before that hot glue dries. We're gonna have to move it to the side. The lock is not exactly in the middle. They do that on purpose so that they can put that kind of lock on there. So it's okay if we kind of put that to the side of it. It's still gonna kind of be in the middle here. And I'll show you what else I thought about putting on here. Let me get this down. Thank you. I think I'm gonna put a pumpkin on this in the middle. Now, you can pull these off. So if you did change your season, you could pull them off a little bit. These 7,000. And this is one of the small ones. I like these little ones because you don't have to worry about it being all dry at the end. Y'all know that things jump off of my table. I tell you, I think we got a little gremlin in here or something. Okay, this one's got some in it. So we're gonna use this. You can buy these little ones, and I tell you, I'd rather have the little ones. You don't have to worry about them being so gooped up at the ends. I tell you, those big ones, no matter what you do, you can't hardly get the glue at the end. Then you got to cut it open, and then it gets dry. So this glue costs too much money. So I just decided to start buying the little ones. Okay, y'all, I'm going to put just a tad of hot glue. That just gives you a little hold. It's not for permanent. Thank you for those laughs. I love some laughs. No, I usually get up and, I get my coffee, but I go ahead and drink water first and take my meds. And then I'm usually, I mean, I get up and read. Now, I didn't get to read that is gorgeous on there, isn't it? It is. I love that. Looks beautiful. Okay, I might have to put a little bit more blue. Hopefully that's going to hold. Let me hold it just a minute. I like it on there. That looks good. Then I've still got some of this copper out. So while we've got time, let's go ahead and touch this up. Try not to get too much on my finger. I kind of have a heavy finger sometimes. See how much prettier that made that? It just highlighted it and brought it out. Then I'm gonna do the same thing with this top. Whoops, knocked my little flower out. And I think I have this pumpkin in there. That's all right. So I'll see how things will come out. Just stick them back in. That in there, that's got the copper on it. I'm gonna finish touching it up, and then I will post a picture on Craft Round the Clock and in my groups.